Hello everyone. Today I am going to explain you about the two national acts. Yes, the two national acts I am going to explain you about over here, which is very important for a bachelor of special education. Okay, so first I can say that first thing you need to remember that how the acts are formed in India. The acts are formed by the legislative department. Obviously, there are two departments are there. The one is legislature, the one is executive, and one is judiciary. Legislature are making the bill, uh, executive are implementing the bill, and judiciary are monitoring them both. Yes. So legislature, which means political people, they are understanding the issue in the society. They are creating the bill. Then that bill was passing to the parliament of houses, upper houses as lower houses, which means Lok Sabha to Rajya Sabha. Then that bill was passing to the president, and then president is making his signature, and that law is enacted to the public size, and the media are uh, publicizing that bill. Okay, this is the process of forming the act. There are total 1307 acts are there, and in this the two acts we are going to look out over here. The one is RCI and the second one is RTE. So first of all, RCI means Rehabilitation of Council of India. Before understanding that, we need to understand how the Rehabilitation of Council of India have come up through. Yes. So can any the first thing we need to understand, what do you mean by rehabilitation? Rehabilitation, as a layman can say that rehabilitation means recovery of something which a person lost, self-esteem and whatever. We are recovering them, an improvement or upbringing them like back to the pattern. Whatever you lost in the injury or whatever, we are rehabilitating to recovering that. Many times we have seen in the society, like whichever person are addiction with substance abuse, they are they are getting into the detection center or rehab center. So the word comes rehabilitation, which means a set of intervention designed for the individual with health condition to reduce, to optimize the functionality or reduce the disability of that person with the interaction with the environment. The definition is given by the World Health Organization. So rehabilitation is an essential part of universal coverage to promote good health or reduce prevention or reduce disability. Rehabilitation helps child, adult and old to make them independent as much as possible, so they can enable to participate in society activity like educational work and recreational activity. Globally there are 2.4 billion people are disabled, and there is a high demand of rehabilitation. If this demand will be not fulfilled, so there will be a problem. Majorly these demands are fulfilled in the developed country, not in the developing country, like middle income and low income countries, like which are in the developing path or underdeveloped countries. There might be a too much problem. So currently, if I say in India, if I talk about the Indian point of view, the 50% demand are 50% rehabilitation demands are fulfilled and 50% are not. So rehabilitation is obviously a universal coverage of health condition, but we need to develop a key strategy to achieve achieve the sustainable development. Okay, so now the rehabilitation of Council of India, how the how in Indian point of view, how the chronological history. Kotari Commission 1964 to 66, they have recommended that education of children with disability in regular school, and then Department of Social Welfare, they launched a scheme of integrated education of disabled children and implemented the were transferred to the Department of Education 1992. So different commission has actually talked about a, disability, about talked about how we are going to be educated in disability. The national education policy, physical and mentally handicapped children should be integrated with the general community as equal partner. Rehabilitation of Council of India 1986, then Mental Health Act 1987, then Rehabilitation of Council of India Act 1992. So different commission had talked about the person with disability for their improvement in the society. Okay, so now the Rehabilitation Council of India. Okay, so we had understood about the history and rehabilitation. Now come to the what is exactly a Rehabilitation of Council of India. In 1996, September, registered as a society and organized in 1992, elected by the parliament and became a statutory body 22nd of June 1993. There are total 887 institutions approved as of 22 October 2022. Oh, like first it is registered as a society act, then it became a act registered as a society, then it enacted by the parliament in 1992, then it enforced in 22nd June 1993, and it also became the statutory body. And in 2000 also there are some amendment happen for the modification of the further. Okay, so now what are the rights of Rehabilitation of Council of India? Obviously it is one it is a statutory body, so they have a certain rights. If it is a government, so they don't have a rights. Whatever rights are there, it is based upon the ministry, so it is a statutory body, so they have their own rights. Rehabilitation of Council of India mandate to regulate and monitor the facilities to give the person with disability. They are mandating, they are regulating and monitoring the facilities whatever they are giving to the person with disability. And they registered the records of qualified professionals who work with person with disability. They have a central register rehabilitation uh, registered, so they are whatever documents of a qualified professional, they are recording them. Records, they have records, whichever qualified professional are working, register themselves, they have a record. They have the right to take action on person or institution who teaches without special training or provide facilities. They have a right to take any action or inspection on them person, whichever person, institution or qualified professional who are working under the rehabilitation. Without approval, no university and institution cannot start any program. Yes, without any approval, no university and institution cannot start any program. Yes, and now the adjunct body of a RCI. So National Board of Examination in Rehabilitation is adjunct body of our RCI. They are actually conducting a exam of a diploma level course all over the India. Like we have done exam of the Maharashtra state entrance exam, and we had got the admission in B.Ed. But Rehabilitation of Council of India have a different body, which means the National Board of Examination had joined this Council of India to conduct examination all India pan level. Okay, then what are the objectives of Rehabilitation of Council of India? So the first, to regulate the training, policies and program in the field of rehabilitation of person with disability. This council, they are regulating the training policies and program in the field of rehabilitation of person with disability. The Council of India regulating the training policies and program. The both thing, policies and program, they are regulating in the field of rehabilitation person with disability to bring about standardization of training codes by professional dealing with person with disability. It is about the qualified professional. There is a certain standardization they want to bring in the training course with person with disability, dealing whatever qualified professional dealing with person with disability, to prescribe minimum standard of education and training of various categories of professional and personal dealing with the people with disability. They are prescribing minimum standards of education and training of various categories. Yes, minimum standard of education. First, they have said standardizing the training course and minimum standard of education they want to give for a qualified professional, and to regulate the standards in all the training institution uniformly throughout the country. And they are regulating the 887 institution. All the these standards should be regulated. They are regulating, these standards are regulated or not, all the training institution uniformly. To recognize institution, organization, university, uh, organization, university running master degrees, bachelor degree, PG diploma, diploma certificate course in the field of rehabilitation person of, and the Rehabilitation Council of India, they are recognizing all the certificate level course or diploma course, MAD course, bachelor degree course with person with disability. They are recognizing the institution like Sopan and organization and universities to recognize degree, diploma certificate awarded by foreign university and institution on the reciprocal basis. They are recognizing the diploma and degree certificate of the international university also to promote research in rehabilitation and special education. They are promoting the research. They, the Council of India, promoting there should be a research on the person with disability, rehabilitation and special education. There should be a research also. They are promoting the research in every field. Definitely in every Council of India they are promoting research. Research is very important. If the organization is whatever organization, there should be a research. Otherwise whatever things we are practicing, it is old dated. So now the eighth, to maintain a central rehabilitation register for registration of professional person. They are maintaining a central rehabilitation register. They have a center of rehabilitation register which they are maintaining for a long term, and whichever qualified professional, their records, they have certain records on them to collect information on a regular basis on education and training in the field of rehabilitation of people with disability from institution in India and abroad. They are collecting information on a regular basis on education. They are collecting information on a regular basis on education and training in the field of rehabilitation of people with disability from institution in India and abroad. They are collecting information on a regular basis on education and training, whatever qualified professional, what kind of information they are providing the institution and India and abroad. They are collecting information what the institution are providing to qualified professional on the training on education. Yes, like for example right now we are in the B.Ed special education course. So this institution and Mumbai University, what kind of curriculum they are providing us, they are collecting information, right, on a on a regular basis to encourage continuing education in the field of rehabilitation and special education by way of collaboration with organization working in the field of disability. They are encouraging the continuing education in the field of rehabilitation of special education. Continue education, which means CRE points. After becoming a special educator, you need to gain 100 CRE point. Yes, and you will get it further, like you need to attend the webinar and seminar for that. So collecting the 100 CRE points in 5 years, otherwise your license will be not your license will be not valid. To recognize the vocational rehabilitation center as a manpower development center, to register the vocational instructor and other personnel working in the vocational rehabilitation center, like they are registering the vocational instructor and other personnel working who are working in the vocational rehabilitation center. They are more focusing on their objectives is also for the vocational rehabilitation also, not the only the education. To recognizing the National Institute and Apex Institution on Disability as Manpower Development Center. They are recognizing the National Institution and different institution on disability of Manpower Development Center. They are recognizing the institution whichever related to the vocational, whichever institutes are conducting a vocational school. They are recognizing them to register the personnel working in the National Institution and Apex Institution Disability of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Okay, so objectives are completed. So now come to the implementation of the Rehabilitation Council of India. It implemented on 1986. Then 1992 it is enacted by Parliament. 1993 it became a statutory body. An implementation program and circulars, etc. There are so many programs and circulars are actually implemented. Okay. And now, what are the impacts of Rehabilitation of Council of India? It is impacted throughout India. Impacts on society. It is impacts on beliefs of society. Okay, there are certain there are so many courses are there, nearby 50 or 60 courses are running by them. Okay, so right to education 2009 and 2012, don't confuse between 2009 and 12. 2009 is mainly focusing on the compulsory and free education, and 2012 are focusing on the extension of this, like the multiple disability, whichever person are disability, they should also get the education free. If they are not coming to school, they should get that home based. Yes, because of amendment, it was extended. The Constitution of India inserted Article 2021 at 21A by 86 Amendment Act of 2002. The bill passed through Cabinet to Rajya Sabha to Lok Sabha 4th August 2009 and added that every state has given full-time formal education 6 to 14 years, which satisfy the certain norms and essential as well as the fundamental right to education. We need to focus on two things: compulsory and free education. Compulsory education, the government has the responsibility to give access to the each and every child, whichever children are falling under the age of 6 to 14 years. Its provision are mainly talking about a non-admitted student in the society should be admitted in the appropriate age group. It specifies the responsibility of government, local authority and parents to maintain their responsibility and duty. It prohibits the mental harassment, physical punishment. It also prohibits the screening procedure of the admission. It prohibits the tuitions, private tuitions. Okay, because it is totally free education, so there is no requirement of this. Okay, so now the fact of this act is it is enacted by the Prime Minister's speech. So at that time, the Prime Minister was Manmohan Singh. So he said that ensuring that each and every child falling under the 6 and 14 year should get education, free access of education, and enables them to become a good citizen of India and their responsibility. Okay, so it started an act and then it became a fundamental right, and it is the one of the 135th country in India in the world who had actually passes the act to fundamental right. Already there are 124 countries in the world, they are already make this act as a fundamental right in their country. 6 to 14 years for normal, 6 to 18 years person with disability. India became 125th country. Yes, after amendment, I already talk about it. What are the objectives of right to education? Making the education reach to everyone, no one can be left. Aware people their rights of 25%. Yes, to reach to everyone, we are awareing people, awareing the citizen their rights of 25% of reservation. They are monitoring the private school, they are following the rules of not. Yes, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan are the main vehicle of right to education. On 2018 and 19 subsume Samagra Shiksha is launched by Ministry of Human Resource Development. These are the objectives of right to education. The implementation of right to education is a report is released by the Ministry of Human Resource Development 2015. The 50,800, and because of this the Minister of there is a report says that in 2015 the there is a lack of teachers. The students are actually out of the school. The Ministry of Human Resource Development set up a high level of committee, and because of this committee that awareness is went out. The 1.71 trillion required for that implementing this program in 2010. In 2011 they thought we should extend this right to education up to the age of 60 and below to the age of preschool. And then impacts the right to education, the positive impact on privatization of some social group, increase learning opportunity. They are increasing learning opportunity and parental choice. Indian education system is actually impacted very highly. Then prohibits such physical punishment and mental harassment. Then increase in enrollment. Obviously, the because of 25%, the enrollment is there and increases enrollment. And the one more point, they are fulfilling the bridging the gap between the rich and poor people, rich and lower background people. The importance of education, already we have talked about the education, so we need to understand what are the importance. Because of education you will get a stability in life, financial security, uplift the marginal section of society, reduce crime, improve critical thinking, and gain confidence. These are the websites I talked about. Thank you.